Okay, so now you know what you shouldn't do when you're trying to be empathetic. And I'm gonna show you now what you should do to be empathetic. And there are some steps to empathy, 3 steps. The first one is to be present, and that's the thing about being a good listener. When someone is talking, you make eye contact with them. You don't say anything. You just like shake your head, like just to show that you're following what they're saying. You say yeah, 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 just and of course, like you cannot be empathetic if you are like a robot. You will not do that just because you just learned that you should do that, and otherwise it doesn't work. Empathy comes from your heart, from your soul, for being there, for being really really interested. You know what I'm saying, because we can learn so many techniques and then just don't put our soul there. But with empathy that doesn't work. You really have to be present. And that would be a nice exercise. I don't know how much time you guys have left to finish the entire exercise, but if you could do that, just talk about something with someone, and don't say it. When the other my god, when the other person is talking, you just don't say anything. You just listen, and and then you say something and the other person just listen. I mean, for 1 minute each, just to feel how it is like to do that. If you guys have time, if you think it's important, you can just pause the video and do that. If don't, I know that you got that feeling. And then the second step is to paraphrase. I don't know if I have translated that right, but it's just to repeat with your own words what the person is saying, to verify if you are understanding, and so the person really is sure that you are connected. So for example, if you wanted to be empathetic with me today, I would come to you and say, I'm very sad that I didn't make the class to uncollege, to Ilhabela today, because, I have promised to Luca like 2 months ago that I would do this. But, as yesterday I just moved from one apartment to another, and I carried so much stuff. My body is just so tired, and I will work this entire weekend here in São Paulo, giving a workshop, and I still have lots of things to do about this workshop. And going to Ilhabela today would mean that I would be like 7 hours in the road to go and come back. And I don't know, when I was leaving my house, I just starting feeling like unsafe to go, as if like I am too tired to drive or something. And how am I going to be tomorrow to work the entire weekend, And then like I'm telling this to you, and if you want to paraphrase what I'm saying just to show that you are understanding, you don't need to repeat everything that I said. You can just say, yeah, that sounds like too much stuff to do, you might be really tired. And I am like, yes. And yesterday, I didn't make sure another event that I was supposed to go because I was too tired. Like I was feeling weak to do that. And I have to cancel. And I was like feeling guilty for doing that too. And you're like, wow, so you've been missing out lots of stuff because you're tired. And I'm like, yeah, I am really tired. And I think I should, organize my agenda better. I think that's very important. And then you have like the miracle of the empathy. You were just listening to me. You were just paraphrasing me. And with that, you allow me to come to a solution with my problem, just by having empathy. And that's how Marshall Rosenberg, the creator of nonviolent communication, would do his therapy sessions. He wouldn't say anything. He would just show empathy for people, and so people can figure out what their problem is. Because when they go deeper and deeper on their needs and feelings and what happened to them, you know, they can spot the problem easily, you know. And so that's the second step. You're just paraphrasing, you know, verifying if you are understanding with your own words, and the person starts to feel that you're really connected to her. And then, like, the third step is to show genuine interest on other person's feelings and needs, you know, just wear other person's shoes, you know, but as if you were her, not wear her shoes being you, because then that doesn't change anything. So um, so you can say, yeah, Carol, that sounds a lot. I see that, you know, you need to rest, that you're feeling very tired, and that you need to rest, you know, and be peaceful and have time to do your things in a more organized way. And I am like, yeah, that's exactly what I need. You know, yeah, and that's exactly what I feel, you know. So imagine if you try to solve my problem from the first time. I tell all my story, and then you say, oh, Carol, relax, it's okay, you know, people cancel their events sometimes, you know. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, I just feel so much for missing out being, you know, at uncollege. It doesn't seem like you get that, right? So just don't try to solve my problem. Let me speak out, you know, speak everything that I want, and then I feel that I am being understood. Those are the steps of empathy, and it's really just like a miracle how they work. It's a sacred space in the conversation, and you know, we when we need empathy from someone, the best thing that we can do is to give empathy, because we cannot receive anything that we can't give, you know. So when you are not able to give empathy, just don't give it, you know. It's not 100% of the time that we can do that, you know. Sometimes you need, like, to be away of the situation or away from the people, you know, to have time to think and connect to your feelings, you know, to have like self-empathy, because you can do that, you know, when you're going through a hard situation. You're just like, oh, how do I feel, you know, and what do I need? And when you can do that, you know, like just touch your hand on your stomach and in your heart, and you just like give what you want for yourself, that's very powerful. So don't be frustrated if you cannot be empathetic 100% of the times. I don't know anybody that can do that, you know, maybe Gandhi, I don't know, but very hard. So empathy is all about creating a space to empty your feelings, you know. And empathy can only occur when you can get rid of all your prejudice and judgments regarding other people, you know, even the good things. So uh, forget the labels, you know, try to connect with the needs, try to connect with the feelings, try to connect with the human being, and resist the impulse of advising people. You know, there is a right moment for that, and it's after empathy, you know. So like, after listening to everything I shared with you, you could say, you know, Carol, I use this tool, you know, to organize my agenda that works very, very well, you know, and I don't know, maybe you should try it out. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I need that. And now I see that I need to organize myself better. Okay? And when do you know there is enough empathy? Well, both of you in the conversation will feel relieved that the talk kind of ends, you know, it's like, relief. And you can just check, you know, it's like, is there any other thing you would like to say? You know, and if the person still has something she wants to say, you just listen, you know, and connect to her feelings and needs. And then when she's done, then you can start advising, you know, then you can start to figure out something or not. This connection is already so good. You feel like you've been fed, you know. When you have that, you feel like, you don't need anything else in life, you know. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. So, guys, here are my contacts. I will still shot another video explaining the next exercise to you. Lucas will now start to blindfold you. I guess that's how it says, because you start a very interesting exercise. But I want to give here all my contacts: carolina@thaicoaching.com.br, carolina.nailan@gmail.com. That's my cell phone, my site. I work for chiacoaching.com.br, and I also work for 99jobs.com. That's where I had the pleasure to meet Lucas. And please keep in touch, okay? And be prepared, because now that you have had the theory part, you start the practical part of this class, which is the best one, okay? Have fun. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed.